Welcome for being here. I appreciate you being here. I have a message for you today. Again, make sure that you say hello, like, love, share the feed, comment down below. I will address all of your questions, your comments, all throughout the day. So it doesn't matter if you're watching this live or on a replay version, I'm going to connect with you all day today. I've posted a link to my upcoming book. It's a matter of trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. There's some passages there. I want you to have this information, get to know a lot more about me, what led me to where I am today and what I've done in the past, like a 6-time national champion bodybuilder, and why I'm so passionate about helping you both inside and outside the gym. You get a really glimpse into all the events in my life that have shaped me. It might surprise some of you, so click that link for the free passages to my upcoming book. It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. I want to talk a little bit about that today, and I've got a question for you today, and that is, what do you stand for? What do you stand for? What are you passionate about? What, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, what is something that's really important to you for whatever reasons? I want to talk about that today. I want to help you connect to that, and I want to share some perspective, not only going through my journey and different phases of my journey through life, also helping men just like you all over the world, is knowing what you stand for and letting it come out, how it could be the key to just helping you become happy, productive, driven, bringing out your full potential and talents when you know what you stand for and you step into it and boldly let the world know what you stand for. So I want you to think about that as I finish up these sets, and we have more ambitious, driven men who want to become their best both inside and outside the gym joining us on this live broadcast. All right, I have a lot of questions. What is this recovering bodybuilder? Skip, it looks like you're still passionate about bodybuilding training. Heck, you show up for these live broadcasts. Not only are you in shape, you're showing us your workouts and you're still hitting it hard. You look like a bodybuilder. What do you mean recovering bodybuilder, right? Well, when you download the passages for my upcoming book, that the link is right down below. It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. I talk about my journey, what drove me. And I know that a lot of men, if you're like a lot of men who have read the passages and know a little bit more about my story, maybe they've been following me for about the last 15 years or so, you find out that you may be a lot like me in how I use the events in my life. Because guys, I don't care what's happened to you in your past, anything that has happened in your life can and will serve you in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of time before you realize that. I want you to write that down. I want you to post that on your computer, on your phone. I want you to remember that. Is that anything, good, bad, somewhere in between, anything that happens in your life, that has happened, anything that happens in your life can and will serve you in some way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of time before you realize it. And the sooner you can realize that you can take any type of pain, any type of relationship, and you just have that imagination, it can move you forward. And that's why I'm openly sharing my story, being vulnerable, not sitting behind the muscles or the trophies or the accomplishments, or even where I am today, that I'm so thankful with my family and the opportunity to connect with you and have all those accomplishments and championships and DVDs and everything that I've earned behind me, instead of standing behind everything that looks so awesome. And it is. I work very hard for this, and I'm working very hard to make my life even better, my family's life even better, your life even better. And I want you to go on this journey with me. But instead of hiding behind everything that's awesome, I want to share the pain, the challenges that I am using and I continue to use to serve me, because I want to be that inspiration to you, because I know you've had a lot of the same challenges as me, maybe not exactly the same way, and that's what I want to do for you. I want you to rid yourself of I'm defective, or I'm this mental or emotional hole, I had disadvantages, and therefore, unlike those other people who succeed or are so disciplined or so focused, I don't have all that because I've got this chatter going on in my head that's holding me back. All right? I want you to know I had some of those same things. I have the same chatter. It's just how I use it, and I continue to use it. And I continue to work hard to overcome it. And you can do the same thing. Again, I don't just want to hide behind the muscles or my past accomplishments or the great family or how I'm able to connect with you. And you see the men who've been following me like for 20 years saying all the kind words. Maybe they're posting one of the books that I signed for them that they bought somewhere in the world like 20 years ago. It seems so glamorous. Again, I'm very appreciative of everything that I've earned. But you can do this too, no matter what your challenges. Again, anything that has happened in your life can and will serve you in one way, shape, or form. It's just a matter of time before you realize it. Just remember that, all right? All right, so I want to explain what the recovering part is. The recovering part is, I took all the pain, the challenges, the drive, the ambition, the focus, and earlier in my life it was about to get a promotion at the job, and I worked my way up the ladder at this grocery store chain. But although I was very appreciative of that, I just knew there was so much more inside of me. I always had this drag, this pull, that I really didn't understand what that drag, that pull, that it would neutralize all my hard work. It would neutralize all the opportunities and all the people who wanted to help me. But I just kept on plugging forward because I was just putting my head down and I was committed. The things that didn't involve other people, that I could just depend on myself, that's when I did the best. And even things that did involve other people, because I was so good at doing the things that I was supposed to do, it carried over in the areas that I wasn't as good with people. I was so confident I still got promotions, but I just knew that there was more inside of me. And so when I started bodybuilding, I saw the opportunity, then the drive was to become the best bodybuilder I can be, but also more than that, to write about it, maybe to live my passion. So all of my angst, all of my pain, all of the uncomfortableness that I had in myself, and a lot of times I didn't realize it, right? That was just the way that I thought. I used all of it for my craft, and that was bodybuilding training. And for all those years, just it was everything in the world to me. It was my identity, and it was awesome, right? You're connecting with me here and now because of what I accomplished. When you do a Google search, you see all the bodybuilding images. That was everything in the world to me. I paid a price, and you will pay a price when you go all in to a particular area. That's all part of it. The thing is, you gotta, and Dawn asked about balance in life yesterday, and sometimes balance in life, you have to look at it on a larger scale, not a day-to-day or a week-to-week, but maybe you have a couple years of intense focus, you become amazing at one thing, and then maybe a couple years you're amazing at that, and then over like a 6-year span, a 10-year span, it all averages out, and that's balance, right? But to master one area of your life, you got to be all in. I want to talk about you being all in. I want to talk about what do you stand for to help you along this journey, right? So the thing was, there was things that I just wasn't paying attention to. You can't not pay attention to things. You can't not focus on cracking the code and expect the best things in life. So when it came to relationships, whether it was friendships, intimate relationships like girlfriend type of things, or any type of relationships, right? Anything involving people, I just didn't work on mastering the skills, and I didn't focus. I didn't even make that a priority. Business works the same way. With you guys, selling you the DVDs and the ebooks and the coaching, that type of thing back then for bodybuilding, that was a lot easier for me. And so all of this focus and the lack of focus really just created imbalance. And so when I was done with bodybuilding, I had all these habits and way of thinking that made me so amazing with bodybuilding training, that even though they're great qualities to have, and they're the qualities that you've admired in anyone, I really worked hard to have them. They were helping me and they were hurting me, right? So I had to go through this whole process of keeping the bodybuilder part of me that I love, that helped me, but at the same time understanding that it may be good for bodybuilding and training, and it was ingrained, one rep, one meal, one contest, year after year after year, into my psyche, into my personality, into my thinking. I had to recover from that to have a more general way of thinking, because it didn't work in the outside world if I was going to have everything that I wanted. And so the recovering part is adding more thought, more dimensions, more nuances, more mental and emotional flexibility, right? The bodybuilder wouldn't have been able to achieve these things in life that I have. And if you see a lot of people in fitness, they struggle for those reasons. Really any type of endeavor that someone is all in and they're focused, right? So that's what the recovering part was, and I had to look really deeply inside. And again, I know a lot of the same men who are attracted to me and were attracted to the bodybuilding and training lifestyle. We have a lot of experience, we think a lot the same, and I think when you download the passages to my upcoming book, It's Matter, Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder, I've had so many men just like you say, oh my God, that's me. And I call them epiphanies, right? That's a term where I went, okay, I get it. And it's a little bit counterintuitive than what I thought. In life and experiences and digging deep, you have these epiphanies, these aha moments where things aren't exactly the way you kind of thought they were. And when you have that epiphany, you move forward and everything becomes more clear. And then you're on your way. I think when you read the passages from my upcoming book, It's Matter, Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder, if you read really closely, I think you'll find about 10 epiphanies that the thought process is similar, but the small distinctions, the nuances make all the difference in the world. And my book is just filled with those, all right? So I'm really passionate about that and look forward to that. But that's what the recovering part of the recovering bodybuilder. Yes, I am still extremely passionate about bodybuilding. I still train. I'm training even 6 days a week now. I'm doing the diet. My physical appearance obviously is still important to me. So I am still a bodybuilder. I am still a passionate. I just now can use it to not make my life one-sided, but to find a way to use this to create a overall amazing quality of life, and the life that I'm going to too. And it takes a thought process. It's like a combination lock. It's like a puzzle. You got to figure out your likes, your dislikes, your passion, your wants, your needs, your values, your rules, how you want it to be. And we all have this unique combination that we got to get on this journey to figure out. I want to help you figure that out. What do you stand for? What do you stand for? What do you love talking about? When you are with your friends, there's just some topic that it's just so important to you. It's so near and dear to your heart, like you just can't stop talking about it. They go, okay, I get it, right? But to you, it's the most important thing in the world. What is that for you? And do you let it come out? Are you unafraid to share your opinion? Or are you holding back? Are you holding back the enthusiasm, maybe because other people don't get you, or they're not as passionate about it? You feel a little self-conscious. All right, I want to share some things that I've noticed through my journey of life is, again, one of the reasons why you know me is because I was all in. I didn't care what anybody thought. Bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding, becoming my best, the whole mindset, it was something I just lived and I breathed 24 hours a day, right? And because of it, I was known all over the world. And it wasn't really so much about, the way I see it, it wasn't so much about my body. There's a lot of great bodies. And the championships is that people caught on that they may not agree, they may not even believe I was really drug-free, all right? They may not like my writing style or whatever it is, but they knew I was all in, right? I don't know if you have that thing in your life, or maybe you do and you're not able to let it out, or you're holding back, but there is nothing better than the feeling of being all in. Regardless, you don't care what anybody thinks. You have to spread your word. I have to tell you this, and this is part of the story of the Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. It's a matter of trust. When I retired 14 years ago, I was so all in, and I created such a lopsided life. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been afraid. I've been holding back. On a scale from 1 to 10 when I was a bodybuilder, I was an 11 out of 10. All right? I mean, and I know a lot of guys, appreciated my work since I retired, because I stayed active. Right? But I got to tell you, is that because I was so lopsided over here, I was afraid to go all in on the next phase of my life. I was, really passionate about man formation, and that's what really helped me kind of round out things after bodybuilding, right? But since man formation, which was all in 10, I've kind of been really conservative, right? And it's probably because, I was all in, and it's like how it worked out. I want to share some things with you is that, when your heart, it's used to feeling an 11 out of 10 passion for whatever it is, whatever you think if it was worth your time or not, you can no longer live. When your heart and your mind has been expanded to living life in an 11 out of 10, regardless of how it paid off for you or not, or what anybody else thinks, you can never go back. 8 out of 10 giving it to something will never be good enough. And maybe you know what I'm talking about. And I'm back. I'm back in a different version, which is kind of a version of the same thing. But what I share with you, all the life lessons, this whole man formation, this whole It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder, this, I am all in. This is what I think of 24 hours a day, helping you become your best both inside and outside of the gym. If you've had challenges that you think are haunting you, that are preventing, I just want to share with you. I work with men just like you. You might be surprised just how common it is. It's how you look at it. And I tell you, I've worked with so many men, and I have intense one-on-one coaching where I hear their stories, our stories match, and I give them those epiphanies, those aha moments, like, oh, okay. And then they just can get to work and be unbridled, just let their passion come through to work towards their goals. I'll tell you, is that I've been building up, getting more of the strength and courage, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of guys who are really into bodybuilding and training that are going, well, just talk about bodybuilding and training, and I get that. And there are a lot of guys who are just like me, maybe getting a little older, that need this message, and they reach out to me, right? And it's like, well, I was trying to balance it, you know what I mean? Don't go overboard, just kind of slowly introduce it. If you watch the live version I did with my wife the other day, and she kind of talked about it, and I really didn't see it from this perspective. She said, guys, he's transparent for a reason. He talks about this all the time. He is so passionate about it. And I had to take a step back when I watched the replay version, and I saw the passion and sincerity in her eyes. I didn't see myself from that angle. Hearing the interpretation, the perception of me from a person so close to me. And I just realized, you know what? I am all in. This is all I think about. I will be known throughout the bodybuilding world, our fitness world, our community, and everybody who is like us. If I accomplished a lot as a bodybuilder back in the day, I am all in to help you become your both inside and outside of the gym. So I'll just tell you this, if you don't love this stuff, if you just want to know about training, this whole mindset stuff kind of bothers you, the whole overall quality of life bothers you, then you're probably not gonna, this probably won't be your channel. I probably won't be your favorite YouTube, social media fitness person. You probably can find just the muscles, just talking about it from the 25-year-old who knows, when it's 30 years from now and he becomes all evolved and he accomplishes all that, he might be right here with me, right? We don't know because he's 25 years old, right? But I don't know, I can't worry about that. I'm all in. I want you to think about that. Like I said, I work with a lot of guys, and for a lot of the same reasons, they hold back. And then they wonder where the passion is, why they can't get up very early in the morning and work late at night. Why they can't get all their talents, why they can't convince people to see in their frame. And I'm telling you, it's because they're afraid to lock in. Maybe they've locked into something in the past and they didn't feel it paid off. I don't know what it is, but there's only one way to live. If you want to live that life of passion, if you want to get the most out of yourself and work night and day, incessantly be known for what you do to just change lives, that people just feel your energy. I don't know what he's talking about. It doesn't apply to me, but man, he is all in, right? And I know it could be scary. You could be all in and lose again, right? I'm in that same situation, but you know what? Knowing what it's like to live in the past, like an 11 out of 10, and just not care because you're just so filled with the Spirit, that's the only way to live. And so that's what you have to look forward to here. If you want to become the total package, still look great, right? Still look great, still train hard. I want to provide that example for you, and at the same time, I want to help you have a family, business, relationship. Got a lot of business things. I want to take you on that journey. I want to talk about that too. In the business world, my coaching world, and all those type of things. I'm doing a lot of things, and I want you to be a part of it. So it's business, it's family. You see my family, how passionate I am, right? If you want to be the total package, and you're ready to be all in with all areas of life, then you want to stick around here. Start with downloading the passages, again, to my upcoming book. It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder, all right? The other thing too, talkwithskip.com I've opened up my schedule for 10-minute sessions, absolutely free. Just put your phone number down. If you live outside of the United States, put your Skype address. Go to talkwithskip.com, I'll post that link down below. Schedule 10 minutes to talk to me, right? We can talk about training distinctions, eating distinctions, how to put the bodybuilding lifestyle and structure together, the mindset together. We can talk about this man information, more confidence, more leadership. If my stories, the passages, and it's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder that you download, if you say, wow, that's me, I saw some of those epiphanies, I want to expand upon those, Skip, let's talk about it, reach out. As you can tell, I'm crazy passionate, I'm all in, right? I'll talk to you about it. In no charge, 10 minutes, right? I do that. I love to connect and hear your stories and how I can become better at what I do. All right, that's at talkwithskip.com. All right, guys, have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day.